Hi ladies, it's Penny here at Penny's Place, and I just thought I'd come on. I'm sorry I've neglected you for 2 or 3 weeks. My body's been letting me down like normal, but we're getting there. So I've got the help of Arthur today to try and cope with going in, you know, more forward and back and what have you. So we had right complications this last couple of days, uploading and importing and goodness knows what else. So I think we've done it right today. So, as you know, I think last time I came on, I'd finished this little compact mirror. The top of it anyway, finished that. I've got another one here, some little brand new compact mirrors, and I think they had letters on, which I took off. So, as I say, I think I showed you this last time. So this is another one I've been doing. This was a little mince tin. I think Marks and Spencer's, if I remember. So it was just a plain tin colour. So I used metallic blue, metallic paint all the way around, and a very fine blue ribbon along the edge, and then I added the flat back beads and a little diamante as a clasp. The flowers were these little, I think they're called hydrangea flowers. They're little silk flowers. By the time I finished with them and put them in triple thick glaze, they're like a plastic then, so they'll endure, you know, a bit of handling. I've added some diamantes, a heart, a tiny little picture. I can't make up my mind if it's a little boy or a little girl, because little boys used to dress in frills and goodness knows what in them days, so I'm not absolutely sure if it's a boy or girl. A little key and some tiny little shells, a little heart and another diamante. Underneath is some, well, if it was up close you'd see some pretty blue paper. And then I just put plain mesh over the top of that, like a lacy mesh. And I coloured with alcohol ink pens, some white ribbon. I coloured it in green, just to go at the back. And now it's very, very sturdy, and it will last indefinitely, I hope. On the back is some navy blue felt, so it doesn't scratch any furniture. And inside, as I say, you could use it up just putting a little heart token. I've been making these hug tokens, and inside I've covered the inside with some navy blue velvet, which is a little bit cushioned. So it could be a pillbox again, or a sweetie box, or it could be made into a little gift box. So if you're given a little piece of jewellery or something like that, it would make a nice presentation. So that was that one I finished. I think it was last night I finished this one. This is a screw top. It's a plastic container. Can't remember what was in it. And it was just a silver top. So I've used some white braid around the outside. A little flower from a applique, a wedding applique actually, and then I've added a little flower on top of it, a little paper leaf. This one was a tiny little butterfly, silver butterfly. These are from things that you get for decorating your nails when you're having fancy nails. A nice little gem there, it sparkles it up. And again, for the outside, for the little gems there, it's these tiny little things that you can buy. These are really for nails, for decorating nails and that. So I use them quite a lot in miniature work, and they work very well. The glue I use is usually, for something heavier, I'll use something like E6000. But I've also been using this fabric glue, which I actually got from a charity shop. They had a little stand with lots of haberdashery things on, needles and pins and some fabric glue. So I'll try that. It was only £1. I do wish I'd got 2 or 3 tubes now, but you never know what something's going to be like, do you? But I'd recommend this make anyway, pocket glue. It's a little bit smelly, but it doesn't linger. But it's fine now. It's very good glue. So as I say, after when I've done it, I give it a very, very thin coat of triple thick gloss glaze. I do love this. So I give it a little tot of that, and then just to bring up a little bit of sparkle. I didn't want to use glitter because glitter looks like glitter, if you know what I mean. But I found this, I saw a lady using it on YouTube. It's called diamond dust. I'll open it up and try not to spill it all over the place. You can see it is like diamonds when it's shining and sparkling. I couldn't get a small tub, so this is going to last me to the next millennium, I think. But you don't need much. And I didn't want it all over. So I just, first of all, I just put the triple thick in places where I knew I wanted the diamond dust. So at the back, put my little brush here and there and a little bit on the flower. Then I sprinkled it on, just with a little teaspoon, shook it up, and that's as much as I wanted. And then when that was dry, I did 1 or 2 coats of triple thick on top, and that gives it durability. So that's how I end up with that texture on the top. This one, tiny little pot I picked up, and it is a proper pillbox. It's still got the plastic container in, and I have sterilised it and with alcohol and everything, so it can be used again. And this had ceramic top with some picture of flowers on it, and I'm just looking at it up. I thought it was motioning me, and I painted it gold metallic paint, and then I covered it in a little bit of organza, which is this, which I got round about Christmas time, last Christmas or Christmas before I think, and I've got it in silver and gold. Why I liked it was because as soon as I saw it I thought of fairies' wings, you know, for Christmas and things. So that's what I've been using, or webbing. I think it's gorgeous stuff. And so I parted with a tiny little bit. I'm very mean, aren't I? I just put it on the top there and stuck it down with a little bit of fabric glue. I then found these little gems, and they are very tiny. They're like a bluey green, turquoise I suppose. And I put them around the outside. And again, for this flower, I've been using the oval type little gems that you find for nails. So if you go on eBay and just look for nail decoration, etc., you find all these things, and they're not dear at all. So I made a little flower out of one, a tiny little bit of gold wire there, very thin gold wire just for the stem. Again, this is a nail decoration. It's a little bunch of butterflies, and I did stick that down with E6000 because I wanted to be sure it wasn't going anywhere. So that's another little pillbox, and these I'll be putting on in Penny's Place on Facebook, and also in Penny's Place on Etsy. So if you wish to have a more detailed picture of them, I will be putting pictures up on them. Also doing my beadwork. I've been doing, this is just a cat I've been experimenting with, but I like him and I've been wearing him, and he's just done all in black beads, little pink ears, little diamantes which I've sewn on for his tummy and his eyes, and then backed with a piece of black leather, and then naturally round the outside to finish him off. So for my own design little black pussycat, it's quite nice. And then I moved on to, I've been doing some dragonflies or maidenflies. I don't know, some people, you know, if you want to call them maiden or dragonflies. And these I've been doing, I've been doing these for a couple of weeks now, because they do take some time with doing the wings and everything. The wings are just made with quite thin, I never know the gauge of wire I'm afraid, but it's quite thin and flexible craft wire or jewellery wire. And I stuck on this one I've been using that lovely organza again, so it made nice wings. And then all around the outside, tiny little seed beads in brown. I then chose which beads I wanted for the body. The body's made with wire as well, but slightly thicker than the one I've just showed you. Just slightly thicker, but it's very bendable, so you can have the tail in whichever position you want. The eyes are two little, they're not glass, they are plastic eyes. And there's a little row of seed beads to separate the eyes. And that's his body, which is a little flat back pearl. And the back, I've just covered it in leather, and I've been waiting quite a while for these to come through. Smaller pins. These have just got, I can't remember, I think they're 4mm or 5mm in length. So, so that's that one. This one, I was having a go at doing it with chiffon ribbon. And when I did it, I didn't like it. So I went round all the outside after I'd done the seed beads all the way around. I then went round with tiny little diamantes around it, and then in the centre I put sequins. I sewed every sequin and I finished it off like that. And then the tail with appropriate colours to match his wings, and quite a big body, but it's a nice big flat back pearl, and the same thing for his eyes. So these could go as a brooch. You could wear them in your hair with a clip on the back. You could have them as a magnet. You could even hang them and have them like in the window. I thought would look nice, or with the sun shining, as a decoration that way, or on the tree, whichever way you want. And the other one I did was in pink, and he's got a lovely shiny body in a pink gem. And the wings on this one I did with a mesh similar to this one, but this is lilac, and it's already got glitter in it. Some of this stuff is beautiful, but sometimes the glitter comes off. So what I do is I get some hairspray, and I find if you just lightly touch it up with hairspray, it stops all the glitter coming off. That's a little way of doing it. And then very, very similar again with his tail. And he was all pink, and I didn't like it, and so he just had a bit of added green at the top of his body, below his body here. So I just like that little touch. So that's what I've been doing, and I've just started doing, how much more longer? Is it 3? You've got about 6 minutes left. About 6 minutes left, ladies, on this one. So I found these from a charity shop. I've had them in my stock for a while, like we all do. So this is how they were, with this, I think it's machine sewn, embroidery on it. And I thought I'd decorate it. Now, up that day I couldn't find any mesh to use as a backing, you know, to put on my embroidery ring. So I used some of this organza, but just to make the piece of material bigger to go into the embroidery hoop. So on this one I just went along as I wanted, really. So I put the flower in blue, a few little nice diamantes in the corners, and finished up on the inside with green sequins, and also added a little seed pearl inside each sequin there. I'm waiting for the post, my happy mail to come, for some very dark green sea beads, just to go around the outside of the leaf. Inside the leaf, for the veins, I've used a metallic thread. I think you can just see it. It just shows up when, you know, if it moves in the light. So that's what I've done for the veins of the leaf. And then on the outside, I just chose a very dark, rich-looking blue to match them blue to go around the outside. So on this one, I might cut out the actual heart and use it as a heart decoration, or it could be used on top of a book or a box or anything you want, really. So I've not decided, so I just did that, and I will sometime do this one as well, most probably in a different colour, unless you wanted two the same for some reason. So that's my beadwork I've been up to, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it, and as long as I've got all my beads and things near me, I don't have to move about too much. Thank you for watching, ladies. I'm going to say goodbye now. After Alf is just zooming the camera around. I don't know if I can take that off. This is one I'm starting. It's a leaf, and I've just drawn the leaf freehand, and I'm just starting this one. Thank you again for watching, ladies.